Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and the Resources Soviet Republic. So we've got the coal ore port coming along quite nicely over here. It'll be finished way before the mines and all of this. And to be honest, we may already make a start on some of this, right? So let's get started on some of that road network. Now, in the last episode, we just started off with a little bit of work here on a fire station to help protect some of our things. Now, let's quickly see how we can get workers from that train station to over here in a reasonable manner. I'm kind of tempted to do just a bridge connection across here instead of another tunnel. Let's play around with it, right? If we were to say, give ourselves now, what I don't think we have access to. We have we can do these guys, right? So we can do this. Oh, it won't even work because of the fact that we've already got a little pathway in there. The only thing I guess we can do is just try and tie up a bit of a pathway over here and then cut it across to the other side in a fairly direct fashion. And we may find ourselves in a position where in the future it may not quite work as well. So let's try that one, and we'll put one on the other side and see if we can find a spot. It doesn't seem to want to connect straight through here. Oh, I guess we might be a little bit misaligned. Oh, not quite. Yes, we can. Give us a little bit more on the spans here. Yeah, so something like that, I think, is what we're talking about. So we'll get that one in place. We will, yes, do this and that and do that, so that at least we can still provide workers directly from this side. I don't think we need to do any more than that. And then on this side, we'll go ahead and tie it up from here to there. So we'll continue that journey. I may buy those items, and let's just double check we can get access there now. Yeah, quite easily. I'm so worried about fire. That I'm very keen to just almost pay for all of this, right? Let's just do that. Let's just pay for this, pay for that, and we'll buy a helicopter here, right? So as soon as that's done, we'll buy a helicopter and we'll bring in some fire trucks that we have available. But I guess that should fairly reasonably help us out with connectivity. I'm not sure the trucks themselves will be able to get there, but at the very least, the helicopter in this area should be able to sort things out. So let's quickly have a look. We need firefighters. We're pausing it for the second. Wow, look at that. Oh, those are the trains that we sold. Oh, and to be honest, before I get too distracted with it and have a train running back and forth and selling stuff that I don't necessarily want sold, let's quickly find this guy. This is the one, right? Yeah, so instead of doing that, we just want to send you back to the depot, please. So just go back to the depot. That sold some trains. We're up to almost 40 million rubles in the bank account. And this guy's got lots of room to go and build some more trains. Okay, so let's quickly go back to where we were so we can finish off the fire station items. Actually, we would like to buy some ruble vehicles. And yes, here we go. So what we need is probably the MI-10 cargo, which is going to give me the biggest water bucket. They're the same. They cost the same. I'm not sure there's any difference in the one versus the other. And these buckets are... That bucket is also good. 4767, 4742. So I guess the what do we have different speeds? 305, 280. 305 definitely then. We're going to go with this one that's not much quicker. We'll give it a nice fiery color like that, and we'll buy that one. So that one's ready to go. What it doesn't have here is fuel though, right? So what we'll need to do is we'll need to get fuel distribution going, which I guess, where is my fuel? Oh, we've got very close fuel distribution, right? So it's picking up over here. Fuel, what is this? Fuel truck pickup. Oh, yeah. Okay, fine. Right, so we want that, and make sure we please add this guy to the mix down here, and we'll go and fill that one up. So at least that can start working straight away. This one, I believe, works even without workers. Yeah, actually, it works without workers, I think. So it's not a big deal. Cornoe Harbor looks so good. That's my first little city here. And it looks really good. Grab me. I can't do that. Let's just grab 2 of these guys and move them on over. And that should be really sufficient in terms of firefighting capacity in this area and make me sleep much more sound at night, considering all of this stuff that's still very slowly being constructed, right? So get these 2 guys over here to come and work it, and that gives us a lot more. Can I change up the skin of the building? I think I can. So let's do that. Get ourselves a... What's these buildings' colors? So let's try and match the color scheme. We want a bit of a darkish color like that, right? That's the same. That seems to be the same, approximately the same color scheme. Apart from the roof, can we do a lighter roof potentially? I don't know if it's ever necessary to do that, but can we? I guess that's the color scheme, right? We're going to stick with that. Okay, that's the color scheme, and we're not going to worry too much more. So now we should have fire coverage. So now if I look at this, right, because we've got the aircraft there, at least this is covered, right? So these fairly expensive new buildings over here won't be burning down, and it will also help cover some of these mines as well, which I think is a great, great. We kind of need that. Okay. We need to get a few things built up at the moment. We just bought a 2 million ruble helicopter to help supply things. There's a lot of construction activity underway. We need to slowly start, getting a little bit more going for us. I don't think we're going to let the guys come and construct these rail segments. I will go ahead and pay for them because we can get the buildings built, right? But I'm going to go ahead and pay for this just because it's too difficult to get in and out into a little spur like this, and we didn't really plan for it. So I guess that's why the issues are there. So what we can do is we can quickly do our setup that we had going on the other side. So we'll do that. We'll get room for a few trains to kind of wait it out over here. That should work. Similarly, we might just go the other way as well. The other way. Yes, right over here. That's fine. And then here we will be doing. That is connected. So actually, that's a little bit too far back. We may as well just do chain signal there, chain signal here. Yeah, so we'll get them all out. And what we'll do is we'll do lock signals this side. Make that all work. Why is this not connected? Oh my goodness. This won't have electricity. Fill that. So that is an issue. That is a potential issue. Hang on, let's think about this. What can we do? We do have power right over here. So potentially what we need to do is give ourselves another little power thing over here. So we might have to quickly do that. Let's figure this one out. So we need electric underground railroad electric connection for... What on earth is that? Why would you have the road connection like so? We need the road connection to be... What? No. What is this? Oh, underground railroad. Okay, we don't want underground railroad. Railroad connection. Here we go. That's the one. Now, this will not work as is. So I guess what we'll need to do is we'll need to play around with this a little bit. Unfortunately, that's going to cost us a little bit of money. So what we'll do is we'll trim out a bit of a section here. Right, go ahead and pay for the removal of it, which is not quite the plan, but we'll do that. I wasn't quite considering this, and I'd rather do that than run a rail around. Do some stuff because it's also good to have a few spots where we're just adding the necessary capacity. So what I want to do, and I'm kind of tempted, maybe we'll do the other one as well. I'm just thinking, in order to just get this entire thing to work a little bit better, just do that one too. And we'll go ahead and pay for that. And then hopefully, by offsetting it just a tad, we'll still be able to cover off most of the things. So once that's out of the way, we'll try and do something like that on the one side. And we'll tie those in appropriately like so. We'll run this one. Don't snap it. It's just get it snapping. That is snapping. This one is the non-snapping. We'll do that to go around that way, right? And then all we need to do is just make sure we're covering off the connectivity with the power, right? So let's see what we have. I think I'm just going to go underground for all of it. Let's just find what we need here first. So if we go, I guess it's these guys. Oh, we're already using all of our spots. So I guess the only one we still have to do is this one. To give ourselves at least some power on this side. You want to go deeper? I can say that. And then we'll tie that one there. And that should be okay, right? So with all of that in mind, we will then also go ahead and finish with these guys, and that should power all of this network. Okay, so now with that network powered, let's quickly finish off our items here. So this one will have an outbound there and close it off on that side, and then this one will have there. Here, and then there, and there, right? So that gives us the ability to get a train to come out on any side here. So let's quickly try. Can we get this a little bit closer to the building? Is it at all possible? Is that that's really the very first spot we can get it out? And I don't think we can get these any closer. I think a train will fit in there, right? But I guess that should be the setup for us. This one, I'm gonna go and just finish this one with a little bit of money there, and what we'll do is we'll start constructing this one as well. These are all currently being constructed, so we'll be ready to go on that side. This is under construction, so that should work. This should have. Well, we're still waiting on the guys to arrive, but at least we've got that going. Building is without power supply. Building is without power supply? Seriously? Okay, well, we need power. Where are you getting your power from? Over there. And where are you getting your power from? All the way over there. So I guess we do need another power setup over this area. And we will have power available quite nearby, actually. So I guess that's the plan. We'll just get an extra power setup, maybe even on this side, right? But let's quickly do that. Let's go underground. So these are all good, ready to go. I think for the time being, because we don't really know the lay of the land here, I might just go ahead and do that, right? I may pay for this one because everything up to it is built. So let's just pay for that one. And then we can get power in place quickly. And then what we'll do is we'll get one of these setups here. So at least we can power a little bit on this side. So if we did say that. Just want to double check this works. We'll just do that and get ourselves a little bit of a power setup going here. So at least we've got some power to start us off. We need this one. Try that in there. Pay for that, please. And so go ahead and pay for that. And that should give us that this building is now powered, and we're just in need of firefighters, which will happen as soon as a train arrives. Yeah, here we go. We've got tons of firefighters coming in. I do potentially want to maybe drop that down, maybe so 30 firefighters instead. But now this is up and running, ready to go. Oh, I guess we don't have water or sewage here, right? Let's just double check that. So sewage, no. Water, no. Okay, so both of those items are not available. So let's just grab a look at our current networks. Can we? Is this an extendable network? I just want to check. I don't think so, actually. It's not. So I'll need to. And on this side. Not either. So we will need to extend a little bit more of it. Okay, so grab me some pathways here. Tie these two together. We'll get cracking on it. If we, yeah, so we should be able to get water up. Yeah, actually, this should be reasonable. We could even run here and here, so that's okay. We should be fine. So I think as the starting point here, we would like to get a payment on this and a payment on that. And at the same time, we could maybe start work on the next segments here. So give me that. This one could maybe stay as this kind of connection. So let's do that. The train is waiting too long. It's okay. That one's fine. Not too fussed by that. Get these two tied together and go there. Then what we'll do is we'll assign these guys to this. Another train waiting. I'll have a quick look at that. There and there, please. This is a train I need to pay some attention to. So let's pop out. Okay, you are doing what? Why are you waiting? What's? Ooh. Need to pay attention. Something here has gone wrong, right? Because this guy, it managed to fill this area up. Interesting. Okay, so I guess what that means is we will need to put some chains in place. This needs to be effectively a double chain signal like that to allow these guys to get back out. This guy is blocked, so it's not able to get out. If I just say you can go. Yeah, that'll work. In effect, that'll work. You'll be able to get by. Thank goodness I had that stop further forward. So this guy should get out. Then these guys should start getting out. What is the issue here? Why are you not getting a green light, basically? Why are you not getting? Oh, it's because this guy is still in here. Okay, well, what we'll do is we'll tell you to ignore your red light for the first section, right? And then these guys should be able to start getting. Now that guy can get in there, and then these guys should get out. I'm pretty sure that will be the case. As soon as that guy clears, these guys should get out, right? So one out first. Okay, so that's okay, but obviously this is not ideal. We need to be a little bit better at this. A long stretch for it to wait. To be honest, it can start loading it out, can't it? I don't know if we need. It's very interesting that got locked up. Maybe that's just a bit of a fluke there. Let's go quickly have a look at the stuff again. So that one was allowed in. Interesting. Maybe what we should do is we should put another set of signals here, right? We do a signal there. And it's actually actively going in both directions. And we put a signal here. We put another signal in here somewhere. Probably need the vehicle to get out. I guess then it should be a little bit better, right? So this guy, and then what we don't need is now we can do a mixed signal here, where we do something like, oh, actually the other way around. Just keep your stuff going. What we could do is we could just do another signal over there. Okay, now everybody is able to move out of here in a reasonable fashion. And that guy can still get in there, sort itself out. Okay, good. Let's leave that for now, but it may get busy and we may need to double and triple check this. So at least now this guy should have still not fueled, but there's fuel here. So it will fuel the moment it needs to go and do something at least. So okay, that's okay. These activities are underway. And wanted to just double check that all of our construction activities. So these are starting to fill in over here, which is good. I just wanted to double check we are picking up all the works over here, right? Is this all happening? There's a few little segments that's still being constructed. So I guess the next big step for us would be to make a start on some of these constructions. Let's move. Did we move these guys closer, right? Yeah, here they are. Okay, so the next thing for us to do, while everything is slowly happening, obviously spent a little bit of money now to get a few things going, but let's quickly have a look. So now what I want to do is build up a bit of a platform that's going to be over the top of this. So, well, just the landing point, really. So the level here is 10, 11. So what we want to do is go up to, say, 17, 18 maybe. Let's go 18. So what we want to do is give ourselves a little bit of platform that is at 18. Right? And it can be a little bit larger because we're going to need it to accommodate the intersection here. But so let's go up to. Okay, and now what we'll do is we'll level it from here at that 18 level. Right. So now the plan is we push this in here somewhere, and we give ourselves this this area to work with for the intersection. And beyond that, of course, we need to see how we're going to tie in. So the two alternatives in my mind is for us to tie in. I guess this should be sufficient for us to at least start the exercise. So now what we want to do is we want to interesting what we've done here thus far. So what we want to do is we want to kind of we just want to put that down on the ground in a straight fashion as possible, as quickly as possible. Something like that potentially should give us can we just do that. Okay, perfect. So that gives us, I think, what we want to try and do here. Now, we need to run, right? We need to do this, basically. So we need to do that, and we need to do the same thing in the opposite direction. And it's a little tight, but I guess... Yeah, I guess that'll work, right? And there we go. So let's do that. That'll be... So our first option is to just try and get down here, try and do this, right? Our second option, in my mind, is to try and do something like this. Wow, that actually works really well. We do that, and we come down to the surface level, like so, and we tie it in. I think that will work really well. And then I guess the plan is on the other side to do, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get, well, let's do that side first because this is the tough one. So let's go up to a level that makes sense. So something like that. And then we'll, now it doesn't want to, what's the issue now? Okay. I was just go down to, say there. Just double check our levels here, right? I just want to make sure we're trying to tie this in. Yeah, that seems a little tight actually. Let's just give ourselves a little bit more room here. So let's get rid of this guy. We'll get rid of that segment as well. We'll just give ourselves a tad more room. No. Bridge. Just right, there we go. Let's zoom it out. I want to keep it there, but we want to go, what is it, about 200? We go about 200 meters? Yeah, let's do 200 meters, and then we'll drop down in 200 meters, which gives us a 11 elevation over 200 meters. It should probably be more. So let's go 250. Hang on. Let's I don't know. We're not doing it properly anyway in other locations. So let's just stick with 250 over here as well. We may run into other problems if we try and do this too far. So let's do this one at 250 as well. Should be pretty straightforward. Wow, 250 is all the way up to here. Did I drop that down? Yeah, I did. Okay, beautiful. Now we tie that in. Okay, we'll tie it in like so. Get in there. I like it. Looking good. Lots of expensive infrastructure. Okay, there we go. So that's the in and out to that side of the track, which is we now have significant bypass going. Let's clear out what we've originally planned in this area. Give ourselves the room to maneuver. Get rid of that. Get rid of this guy. Now we've got room here. Plus, we don't have pillars in that location, so we can quite comfortably run rail the way we need to. And so I guess the two options we have is we could just grab a tie-in point here, and apparently it's suggesting it's so I guess that's the plan, right? So instead of doing additional bridges, we'll do that, but it doesn't seem to want to do the natural leveling terrain average thing here. So let's just try and do a little bit of this. Right? Even if we have to, I guess, even if we have to, cut it a little bit on the side here. So we don't want to really make it. It may have been better for us to do that before. We can still do that, right? Let us see. If we were, let's quickly try that. If we got rid of this guy, right? We're still gonna tie it in the same spots, right? But what I'm keen on doing is just leveling out, is getting this guy done first. So let's get this guy done first by at least kind of average leveling it a little bit here. Right? Can I get a little bit going there? I think that's okay. That should help us out, right? Now, if I go here and I say, guys, come and tie me in like that. I'm keen that might work, right? And then we try and tie this one in. Yeah, there we go. So that means that we've got a nice little smooth, track running down there. Right, and we can tie this one in, or we can run it obviously all the way alongside and tie it in the same kind of location. But I guess it's not really necessary for us to do that. We can just tie it in straight over here. Right, something like that. Can I just want to try and do this one more time. If I did this, right, could I level it out a little? It really doesn't want to do anything. Okay, so now that we know it works, though, can we try and redo it and this time try and level it out a little? Now it's got a too steep a descent thing that it's complaining about. I don't know why, but anyway, we'll do that. That seems to be. I mean, that's okay, right? That's working reasonably well. And now we'll just do the other side of the bridge, right? And just try and tie that in. So that's effectively giving us now a bridge connection over the top of it, and that works. Where is this? Satomic should be fine. I'm not worried about Satomic at all. We should have all the infrastructure we need to sort out that. Now, what we'll do on this side is we'll do the same thing. We'll quickly go ahead and delete this piece of the bridge infrastructure, and we will find ourselves a little bit of room there, and we'll try and maneuver that one up there. Now, that doesn't want to work again, so we will quickly give ourselves a little bit of maneuverability here. Something like that, push that in a little bit, give ourselves a little bit of a area here, do a little bit of this. Okay, so presumably from here to there, we should now be able to level that out a little. Can we please try and level things out a bit here? Is that really okay? Let's do that. Wow, that's tight over here. I might do a little bit of work to try and... It's really tight around these corners here. Now, it'll work, but, you know, I might try and get at least the... Wow, they're really tight. Can we... I'm very uncomfortable with how tight that is. Can we try and do... Is this going to work? Yeah, that does work, so that's okay. But what I want to try and do is, can we get this just to go a little bit more straight before we do the turns? I don't think actually a little bit more... Well, maybe that side. It's okay. I'm just gonna live with it as is. I'm just gonna live with it as is because it'll be a bit of a nightmare to try and resolve. And we'll tie that one in there, and it's effectively doing exactly the same thing. So let's do that. That finishes off our infrastructure on this side. It gives us a reduced conflict, right, by doing it that way. So I guess that does help us out a little bit. We are going over and then dropping down and then dropping down further, which is just brilliant. So that should be all good for us, right? So what we want to do is make sure that this construction is slowly happening. Is this under construction? We have an office busy trying to deal with it. So we should be able to slowly get our interface there. The other thing I wanted to do, now that we've got this guy, we can quickly demolish that one. We'll be able to reuse that in the future. And what I'll also do is I will get rid of that little slither of road there. And then the idea is that we tie in our new road connection from over here so that we can actually start building it. So the idea is we make a bit of a start there and we tie it in like this, and that guy can go ahead and tie it over there as well. So now we've got this piece of little infrastructure ready to go over here. So I definitely want us to have a look at anybody who can potentially come and start construction in this area. We'll just leave that one like so. Not sure, we might keep a bit of an intersection there. This road should be quite lowly traffic, to be honest. So let's make a start with that construction there. We could also make a start over here. So let us get whoever we can to summon build this area as well, so that we slowly start getting more of the road infrastructure moving. Right? I'm not sure we're going to be able to do the cable car up here, and I don't know whether we need it, considering we've got the rail in this, but we'll have a look. We have some room there if we need to do it. I just wanted to make sure that is this all still under construction? So let's try and get a few more construction crews onto some of this road building here, so we can try and slowly get all of this done. Presumably, we should still be able to run some more roads this way, but I think for now it's probably okay. What I was wondering about was, I expanded this one. Yeah. Okay. And the other thing is, we did have a little bit of a suggestion, which is similar to what we got, is to actually run this one on this side. So let us do that ever so quickly. Oh, it would have been powered. It would have been powered as soon as the station was built. Silly me, silly me. You've probably gone crazy on the comments with that. So the idea is, let's quickly trim. Actually, let's trim back that entire piece there, and let's pay for this demolition and that demolition. And then what we'll do is we'll tie it in from the other side instead. And we'll have room for an extra vehicle over here. And then on, okay, so that's okay. And then all I want to do is just grab this guy and try and tie it in there in a reasonable fashion. So maybe we'll do it from this side. I guess that's going to be it, really. So we're going to do that, right? Tie that in there. We'll pay for that one. And what we want to make sure of is that we've got a pathway here, and then if we do a bit of a chain signal on the first side to send it into the right location. Right? So we'll get another signal here, so we can actually stack up a little bit on this side, and then we'll have a chain over here that will tell you to which one of these guys you can go. And I guess that should work a treat. Now let's speed it up just for a second to see how that goes. Okay, and now we're actively using that one as well. And these guys can run in pretty seamlessly. Now, here they go. Yes, and it is working by sending it to different kind of locations. So I guess that is the piece of the puzzle that we've been missing. This one is going to run straight back in, no problems. Yeah, I think this is a very good use of the platform structure here. Very good. Very good. Look at that. Don't have any backups going on here. I'm loving it. Excellent. We don't even use 3 of these platforms. 2 at a time. Yeah, because that guy is leaving, and and we're loading pretty effectively here now. This is a really effective station setup now. Plus, we've got the extra room on this side to be able to hold off anything that's happening at this intersection here. But I'm liking it. That is really good. Excellent. I'm so happy with that. Super happy with that. I might actually make a cut in this episode because I think we've kind of got a pretty reasonable endpoint. We did a few things. We've got our fire activities going on, and there's lots of stuff. So in the next episode, I'm thinking we can start planning out some more buildings over here so we can up our workforce, because we will need to be building more stuff, right? So let's make sure we are building more stuff and get ready for things. A lot is happening on this side, right? There's lots of construction underway. We're really getting there. And I guess we could also assign some helicopter construction activities to at least try and maximize our building of some of these things. And we want to make sure everybody is kind of working, right? Yeah. Make sure everybody is doing their construction activity so that we can get these up and running. This is slowly, I guess, doing its thing here. There, let's just get that going. Yeah, it's okay. Build whatever you can. Actually, you know what? Let me pay for that little slither, and then what we'll do is we'll get these guys to all be building up on this, right? I guess now this will start building as well. But what we need to do, actually, maybe one more thing that I can quickly do is let's just quickly run our pathway up here. And again, this is where we're going to mainly be using um, the firefighting helicopters to be able to deal with what we have up here. Now let's switch this on, but I guess we've got reasonable pathways up here. Probably even tie it in like that, right? And then this guy can come. Oh yeah, we'll need to come back down here because it's going to be needed for construction activities like so. So let's try and cut that there. Then we'll do this and that. Is a building on fire? We'll do this, that. Okay, at the same time, we could run it to there. Okay, we'll run it here. Now that's a little bit too steep, though. Maybe if we trim this back a little. Yeah, that will work. We'll run it this way. We'll run it down there. And I guess that's why it's pretty useful for us to have these being able to, because if they were road-based, we'd be in trouble, right? We'd be in trouble to try and make this work. Similarly, we'll need to run a little bit of a pathway down here. Down here, and we can just do that and just tie it in on this side somewhere and make sure that we've got all of these accessible as well. Nice, that's good. This guy can tie in there. This guy can tie in there, and what we'll do is we'll run another little pathway up here. On and all the way over down there, and we might not tie it in just yet. Do that just so that we don't set the construction activity there. But all of this could now presumably start construction. Yeah, there we go, there we go. That's tied in, that's tied in. This not so much yet, but that's okay. Everything else seems to be okay. That's tied in, that's tied in, that's tied in. Tie this one in, we'll tie. Ooh, no. We'll do that just for the sake of it. We'll tie this one in so that this construction can start. At the same time, we may as well do a quick access point there. We will activate it and get a crew. Maybe I didn't want the helicopters to do it, but we're going to get some crews to work on that. All of these are now potentially accessible. Let's quickly just do the last little slither here. Like so. We don't have any power in this location, so we will still need to run power to make all of this work, which we will get to in like the next episode. But for the time being, that's a pretty good little setup. I didn't actually think it's going to be that easy for us to get all of that to start working. But this project is quite niftily underway, and the plan is that we... Oh, hang on. Now, how many ships do we have on this line? Let me quickly have a quick look. View line details. We've got 4 ships on the line. I'm pretty comfortable to assign yet another ship to it. So can we set a line to vehicle? There we go. And now we're here and we say, please go to that one, in which case you will start fueling up and we'll go from there. Fuel is delivered here, right? So ready to go all the time. We still don't have anything kind of being saved here, but we are seeing lots and lots of coal ore coming in with the hope that we slowly build this up a little bit better and more effectively. But anyway, we'll keep track on that. So another ship is on that line now. We'll just transition all like 6 of them once we've got them there to this facility here, and hopefully that will help serve us for quite some time. That gives us a few different spots. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you. Let's have a look at this quickly. Pause it. What's happening? Drinking water. So it's had drinking water issues for quite some time. Let's just see where it's getting its drinking water from. So from over here. Does that mean we're struggling a little bit for capacity? It seems like we are. Let's quickly see what we can do about that. I guess it's going to be fairly easy for us to just get a little bit more capacity over here as well. I think so. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal for us to try and sort that one out. So let's quickly do that. We'll get another little spot. Oh, we don't want to switch. We want one of these guys. We'll get another little spot right there. Let's just see what our levels look like. So we'll get it right over here. Okay, and that should be, we should be able to pressurize that one pretty easily. Let's go the back over here. Actually, no, let's go to the front because we're going in that direction. We'll do that, right? Give ourselves a little bit of room here. Let's pay for that, and let's pay for this one. Okay, and now this should be filling up with water, I guess, slowly, maybe. Is this giving us water here? We will need to keep a little bit of an eye on it. Let's quickly give us a little bit of a pathway here. These things need to be maintained. These things need to be maintained. We need to make sure they've got their paths. Now, are we... What's happening with our water? Are we challenged by water? No. Oh, we don't have chemicals. Oh, okay. That's a bigger issue. That's a way bigger issue. And I am going to go ahead and buy 6 tons of chemicals and then switch it back off again. Because, guys, it's a serious issue if we don't have water. Hopefully that gives us, but what we'll do is we'll keep a bit of an eye on it. But I guess now that means that we didn't actually need this. These guys are all ready to go. Okay, but anyway, little crisis averted there. We'll need to keep a little bit of an eye on that just to make sure that we don't run into further troubles there. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave it there. Lots of activity still underway. Oh, this is all built, ready to go. We didn't even need this due to, we just needed to finish off this guy. Let's close this out for now. We don't need any of this. We definitely won't ever put passengers back onto this one because it won't passenger anywhere really. And then we'll be able to get some people there. Oh my goodness. Let's just see what this is because this is a pain. This is really a pain. Satomic. What? How is this? Was this not? It wasn't. It obviously wasn't connected to it. That's the issue, right? So can we just? Okay, now let's build the next one up. Okay, so we'll get that back up and running. Again, we had a few things here that just wasn't connected, and that's the issue, right? Because the fire station should be quite close here. I don't know where exactly. Anyway, hopefully that's not going to happen with any of our new, more expensive buildings. But these guys should be ready to go to try and support most of those things. If we have a look at this, do we have road vehicle access to this area? Not really. It's a little bit tight to get us there from a road vehicle perspective as well. So anyway, all challenges on our hands. But anyway, we'll in the next episode start building out a little bit more over here so we can load workers onto this when we need it. We'll start building the all of this infrastructure so that once these mines can start to operate, we'll be able to deal with it. We still need a fair bit of infrastructure in that location. This road over here, we're currently working on our bridges. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.